हाय फ्रेंड्स, आज का वीडियो एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक पे है और वो है हाउ टू मैनेज अ टफ क्लाइंट और अ टफ बॉस। किस तरह एक टफ बॉस और टफ क्लाइंट को हम मैनेज करें। दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द फोकस ऑफ आवर वीडियो टुडे एंड आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर विद यू 3 टिप्स हाउ टू मैनेज अ टफ क्लाइंट और अ टफ बॉस। Number 1, friends, communicate. Communicate, communicate. Number 2, don't come under peer pressure or groupthink. Make your own decisions. And number 3, ask what questions instead of why questions. What can I do to make things better rather than why is this happening to me? So friends, these 3 tips to manage tough clients or tough bosses here on, and contribute and share at the end of the video on the links given below. So friends, let's take it one by one. The first tip to managing tough clients or tough bosses: communicate, communicate, communicate. There is nothing as too much communication. Misunderstandings or miscommunication happen, friends, when we don't communicate enough, right? We must learn to express our feelings. Does it mean that we just go up to people and just tell them what we think all the time without thinking about the time or the opportunity? No, I'm not saying that. There is a time, there is a place for everything. But within the boundaries of that time and place, friends, there is no excuse for not communicating. Silence is not an option. Silence is not a response. You said something to your client or your boss and your boss did not respond. Doesn't mean they do not agree with you. It might mean that they were distracted. Maybe they were doing something else. Maybe they had something else on their plate. Maybe it did not meet their agenda at that time. Why do we always think that just because a person is not giving you the right response, that means they are against you? Communication can remove these misconceptions. So friends, whenever you are in doubt, please communicate. And how do you communicate? Reach out. Nowadays, there is so much the opportunity to reach out. It's not just the fact that you have to schedule formal meetings every time. You can use informal occasions as well. I'm sure you meet your clients and your bosses on informal occasions, offsites, team lunches, team dinners, conferences, trips that you might be taking to for clients, journeys that you might be taking, right? Informal ways of communication: WhatsApp, SMS, instant messaging. Use whatever means, or email, of course, I forgot. Use whatever tools that you have at your disposal to reach out. You might find initially that that particular effort is not getting reciprocated. Maybe your client or your boss is not listening to you. Maybe they're not in the right frame of mind. Fair enough, maybe they're not. But doesn't mean they will never listen to you. That means they'll never be in a good frame of mind. Everybody comes to work to do a good job. Your boss or your client wants to do a good job. They want you to do a good job. If you don't do a good job, they are going to look bad. It's in their interest to make you look good. Within the boundaries of good professional, healthy professional relationships, you should communicate with your client or your manager. The more you communicate, the more you are open about your feelings, the more you will get to know what is the problem. Why is this person acting so tough with you in the first place? Is it a skill issue? Is it a will issue? Are there gaps in your performance? Is it something to do with your interpersonal relationships, your soft skills? Whatever it is, you will not know till you ask. So that's number 1, friends. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And the second very important thing, and which I have seen when I do consulting, organizational development, OD consulting, and when I do a lot of coaching and trainings, I see a lot of groupism. People form groups and they put themselves into cliques or groups and they stay in that group. And because of those groups, silos happen. When silos happen, politics happens and miscommunication happens. Don't fall prey to it, friends. Don't succumb to the pressure of getting aligned with a specific group so that you ignore what else is happening around you. This is not college anymore, friends. We are not we're not in that situation anymore. As professionals, we need to have good working relationships with everybody, whether it is your client, your manager, your stakeholders, your colleagues, people who report to you, in your personal lives as well, not just in your professional lives. Good interpersonal relationships, friends, is the key that you are able to have good functional relationships with most people who come into contact with you without aligning yourself with just your group and just focusing on what your group wants. Because what happens in groups and belonging to a group is you become a victim of groupthink. Whichever way the group is thinking, even if you don't agree with it, sometimes you will feel pressurized to follow that. And because of that, what happens is, because you feel pressurized to follow that, what happens many times is that your personal vision, your personal goals sometimes get ignored. Don't let it happen to you. Form your own opinions, have your own perspective, have your own point of view, have your own relationships. Why do you need to always be part of a group? You need to function as a team, friends. I'm making a distinction between a team and a group here. Yes, we need to function in a team. We need to belong to team. Teamwork is important, but not just focusing on getting stuck in the paradigms or the thinking of your group, ignoring a larger perspective. Because this is when clients and managers feel that you are not open to change, because you have already aligned yourself with a particular group who feels a certain way. Maybe you don't have the capacity to think in another way. Do not let that happen to you, friends. Groupthink is really dangerous if you don't not allow yourself to become more self-aware. And the third, friends, is ask what questions instead of why questions. Many of us have a victim mindset. Many of us feel that it's only happening to you, that only you have a tough client, only you have a boss who finds faults, only you have a client who's never satisfied. You feel you are the only person, and you end up asking yourself, why does this always happen to me? Why me? I'm telling you, friends, if you reframe that why question and to a what question, and instead of asking why me, ask yourself, what can I do to make things better? What can I do to have better interpersonal relationships with my boss, my client, my manager, my colleagues, in my personal life? What can I do to improve my life? What questions lead to solutions, friends? Why questions many times leads to blame. And a blame mindset, a victim mindset, can be that particular stone which is dragging you down, which is drowning you. You don't want to be drowned, friends. You want to be swimming and coming up ahead in choppy waters. However bad the storm, good professionals like you will always come ahead, provided you reframe your thoughts into a more positive, solution-oriented mindset. So friends, 3 tips to handle tough clients, managers and bosses. Number 1, communicate. Number 2, don't succumb to groupthink. Don't get stuck in groups. And number 3, friends, ask what questions instead of why questions. By following these 3 tips, friends, you should be able to have better interpersonal relationships, better working relationships with your clients, managers and bosses. Nobody is telling you to be best friends with everybody. You need to have professional boundaries and professional distance, that's for sure. But within those boundaries, to be that person who your boss, your manager, your client relies on, you will become that person. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, friends. Please share your feedback on the links given below. Like, subscribe and share. I will look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye.